Right. You can record. Red button.
The red one. Does it matter where she works?
Just have her look at.
All right, so
Who's
just look,
asking the
just look,
question?
just don't look at the camera.
Wait,
okay?
who's...
Oh, I should not?
No, look at him.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, just your hands and...
Oh,
Yeah.
Go to the desk for now.
yeah?
Good afternoon, Mrs. Deutscher. How are you? So, what city were you born in?
My Hebrew name?
What's your Hebrew name?
Talk a little louder.
What city were you born in?
Oh, 4/14/1924, Poland.
Poland. Okay, very nice. How was it there?
When
How was the city when you were born? What was the town like?
it was okay.
It was okay.
Yeah.
Any specific memories of the
Yeah.
area?
Was no yeshivas for girls. Was only Bas Yaakov.
Okay.
So I went to public school. Not only me, everybody. And after the public school, we went to Bas Yaakov for 2 hours. Sarah Genier.
Hmm?
You heard about Sarah Genier?
No.
You know probably.
Okay. Can you? What is that? What's Sarah Jania?
She prepared the Bas Yaakov.
Oh, okay. And what did you learn there?
What I learned, davening, writing, speaking. I mean, I spoke at home Jewish anyhow.
Okay.
And midis, good things. Let's
Okay.
put it this way.
This was every day?
Every day.
Okay. What did your father and mother do for a living?
My father was shochet,
Yeah.
moil,
Wow.
and chazen.
All right. So he did a lot. Did he
Yeah.
enjoy his job?
He should have something in the genes for my father.
We'll see. Did he enjoy his jobs?
Not exactly,
No.
because he was a very Hasidic person, very from, and always he felt guilty. Maybe he didn't share enough or did the right things, so he always felt guilty. So he was very unhappy from this profession.
Wow.
But he did it till Hitler came anyhow. And usually in Poland you're supposed to learn 3 years shritas. He learned 5 years and still was not happy. But he did it anyhow. He had to make a panusa, a living.
What did your mother do?
My mother was just a housewife, cookings and a lot of things for poor people. She used to bake Thursday challahs and send all over to the poor people. And when it came Purim, she prepared for the homeless. Was a lot of homeless. They came with wagons and horses, and she prepared meat and stuffed cabbage and borscht and mashed potatoes, and they made a table in the besmedrash, and everybody knew that Purim, the shochet, gives a big suda, which he thought it's a mitzvah poor people should eat. So that's what my mother did, cooked a lot for them.
Wow, very nice. So what was the first news that you heard of the war?
What dear?
What was the first news that you heard of the war?
In 1940, we saw bombarding, and we knew Hitler's coming.
You saw the bombing yourself?
Yeah, the fires were all over. We were scared, but there's nothing what we could do about it.
So you were just scared? What did you try?
And then
did you try to do
the
anything?
German was fighting with the Polish army, and in 4 or 5 days they took over Poland. Poland was very small and not strong enough. And Hitler came in 4 or 5 days the Germans were in.
Did you still went to your base Yaakov during that time?
What dear?
You still went to your base Yaakov?
No. The minute Hitler came in was no Bas Yaakov, no school, no banks, nothing.
You just stayed home all day? Wow. So what then you were taken to a ghetto right away, or how?
No. 1940, they took young people from 18 to 21 to camps for working. And my brother went. I was younger, he was 21 and I was 17. So my mother, Ufa Shulam, sent me to learn how to be a dressmaker, to seamstress, because she thought we never know what's going to be. I want you to have something in your hands. You should be able to help yourself when you're not around me. So I learned, and for Shabbos I used to come home. It was a different town, and Monday I used to go back. So my father, or Vashunu, the last time, he took me to go back and kissed me in the forehead, and he said, you should always remember what kind of a home you come. And with that I remind the whole world. Shabbos, we used to work, so if the Nazi there went around and was not around me, so I stopped working. And the minute he came back, I started to work. I tried every minute not to work Shabbos. My father was a very, very big Chassid from Belz. And my uncle was the Gabi beim Belzer Rebbe. Maybe you heard Yankov Berish, he's in history. Yeah.
Did you have any other relatives who lived with you?
I had a brother, he survived in Bergen-Belsen, but unfortunately he passed away 2 years ago.
Any aunts or uncles who lived with you?
I have one cousin, which he also survived. We were 45 grandchildren. 3 was left.
What ghetto were you sent to?
Oh, so 1940, I went to the ghetto Krosno, and when it was selection to kill the people, my mother used to say, run away and try to save yourself. So me and a friend, we ran out and we went in the woods, and a Polish person saw us coming. He said, where are you running? So we were afraid to say that we are Jewish, because they used to take Polish girls to work to Germany. So he said, you're not Polish. We said, we are Polish. No, you're not Polish, you're Jewish. I could see in your face. You know, we were scared and everything. So he took us up to the roof, and we were sitting there for a whole week. Then she said, Frida, I have to go back to the ghetto because my parents have no food, no nothing, and I come back. Unfortunately, she didn't come back. They killed her on the road. So I was sitting there for 2-3 weeks, and of course I went to the window and looked out. I didn't know what to do with myself. And one Polish woman saw me. She went to the Nazis and told them, this in this house is a Jewish girl. But God was good to me, and my father's chesuvis helped me. I had a dream Friday night, and my father was dead, laying on the floor, and he sat up and he said, Kindleben, run out of here. So I said to the guy, I have to run out. My father I had a dream, and he said I should go out. He said, you cannot go out now, because if they see you, they're going to kill me. So I was waiting till the night, and in the night we walked out. I went first and he was after me. And as I was like, I have a block. The Nazis came with a jeep.
We really appreciate you coming here.
I only did it because I have my grandson. Spielberg called me 10 times to interview. I said, I can't. I get so emotional and I get palpitation. I can't, and I never did it. But I couldn't refuse him, Babi, Babi, Babi.
Not just for your grandson, for all of the students in the school who will have a chance to see this. You've done a great mitzvah in teaching them about the horrific era. And it's so important for the survivors to still tell their story.
I'm the only one from the whole town. From the whole town. Because this day when they were killing, I was in the other town learning seamstressing. I only used to go for Shabbos home. So anyhow, I ran out, and where shall I go?
It's filming.
I went to the field, and I saw from the far a light, so I went according to the light. And I came there, in the dark, the dog was barking, and the Polish guy came out, and I said, I was running away. They took me to Germany to work because Polish girl used to go to Germany. He looked at me, he said, you're not Polish, you're Jewish. But I take you on the roof and in the morning you have to leave. So I cried the whole night, where shall I go? The fields and the woods, everybody was Nazis. You couldn't hide nowhere. So, and in the morning, around 4, 5 o'clock, the surviving me, I could see, one hand put me to the other to survive. A Jew would had a bunker with a mother and a brother and 2 sisters, came for milk to him. And he said, you know what? There's a Jewish girl by me on the upstairs. So he went on the ladder, and of course he knew that I would be scared of the Nazi. He said, don't worry, it's a Jew, it's a Yid. So I uncovered myself above with straw, but it wouldn't help me anyhow because they went with the
pitchforks.
Yeah, to see who is down there. And I uncovered, and he came up, he said, Im Shoichetz Maidalo, I can't believe it. He used to come, he was from a small village. He used to come every Friday to shecht a chicken for Shabbos. So my father for sure used to say to my mother, open the chicken and see if it's a shallow, because till he gets home and have to come back, they will not have nothing for Shabbos. So my mother always used to open the chicken for him. And when he saw me, he said, Mishoichetz Maidal, we have here a bunker, come to and be with us. Okay, so I went, and we were there laying like herring. The whole bunker was twice like this, and the lice were all over. All over. It already went on the skin. I said to the sister, this is no life. Let's get out. I don't care. So the brother went very early in the morning to a Polish family, and they gave us clothes like, you know, like from the villages, because I had still dressed like a mensch, and they had different clothes. They shouldn't recognize. So, and we dressed and we went to the ghetto. And from the ghetto, I didn't have the stamp. You had to have a stamp that the Nazis allow you to stay. I didn't have a stamp. So somebody knew my father and the Rosh Yeshiva. What do you say, the Rosh Yeshiva? Like the mayor.
The head of the Judenrat?
Yeah, Judenrat.
Judenrat. So
Right.
the head of it.
He said, oh, you remember my father? He said, I do anything for you what I can. And he tried to get me up as a stamp, but that was not 100% a stamp that I could stay. And every night, a Nazi, Becker was his name, come to count us. We were 50 leftovers. So I was 51. So one guy was fixing the cars for the German. So he had a tiny corner with the, to fix, what do you call it?
Corner?
A corner with the tools. Forgive me, because when I'm so nervous, I forget words.
Okay, you know what you're saying.
So he put me in a corner with the tools and covered me with all the tools. Of course, thank God he didn't came in to see me. And then I was back to work. I went back to a factory where they made rubber shoe, galoshes, they say galoshes?
Yeah.
Galoshes.
So one day they found out there's more girls like me, which they don't have the 100% stamp. And they sent us to another ghetto, Jaslo, to kill us. And we went into prison, and they were looking for other girls from hiding by, you know, and make one good shooting. So we was there, and one day, the other ghetto, all the Jews were Judenfrei, that took him out, and he selected 10 girls to clean up the houses. It's not to believe. And we had to put everything, whatever we had, jewelry, pictures. I threw down my pictures, and my picture came up with a face. So he looked at me. He said, "Is that you? Bist du das?" I said, "Jawohl," and put me in the side, and picked up 10 girls. And we went to Jaslo to clean up the houses. And the rest was in the back. We heard the shooting. So from Jaslo, when we cleaned up all the houses, they took us to a camp, Shebnia.
And what did you do there?
I was a dressmaker. They ask you always what kind of profession you have. We had to fix the uniforms from the front, what came back torn, you know. So we all had machines, and I was the first machine by the door. So always a Nazi which watched us, Landersdorfer was his name, used to came into me, and his Schneiderin, "Could you fix me this? Could you fix me that?" And I used to fix it. Then, when they liquidated Shebnia, they took us to Plaszów, Krakow, Plaszów. And there he was already the second hand from Get. You heard from Get?
No, what is that?
Did you hear about the Nazi Get in Krakow? They hung them. He was, every day he went on the horse before breakfast to shoot a few people. So anyhow, he was his right hand. When we came to Plaszów and he saw me, he said, "Was machst du denn hier?" You speak German?
No, I
No.
saw a movie about the daughter of that commandant of that camp
Oh yeah?
meeting a survivor going back.
So anyhow, he asked me, "Was machst du denn hier?" We were 5 lined up. I said, "Man hat mich hergeschickt, they sent me here." he remembered that I was sewing for him and was going a group to Schindler, and he put me on the list.
Very good.
That's the way I went to Schindler. And I was working in Emalia in Krakow, carrying the pots to the oven, and it was maybe 150 degrees. When you came close, like from here to the door, you almost died, because that has to have a very hot oven, the pots. So I saw I'm going to collapse. I went to the doctor and I begged him and I begged him, and so he took me out of the list, and I went to ammunition to sortate this ammunition, which one is second and which one is first. And that was in Plaszow. And then when Schindler, he liquidated the factory, they sent us back to Plaszow, and from there they sent us to Auschwitz. We were in Auschwitz. It was December, January, February, snowing. You had the wooden shoes and the striped papers clothes, freezing. Well, we're holding each other in five, you know. And Schindler came and took us back and sent us to Brnice, to Czechoslovakia. And there we worked also for ammunition, and he was very good to us. I remember we came from Auschwitz to him. He gave us farina with milk. We were crying like babies. Farina, we didn't have for 3 years. We didn't know what means a normal food. Just in the morning, water with coffee, black coffee, lunch water with cabbage, and in the night a tiny piece of bread, and again black coffee. So we were all crying with the farina. Anyhow,